Hi. Today I want to talk about COVID-19 and some scary stuff out there that maybe people are freaking out about. And I have some questions, just like everybody does. One of them is, we're all gonna die. There's a mortality rate of this thing that's so bad that we all have to run around with masks on, like we're an apocalypse and the zombies are all out there. You don't wear a mask and you're all gonna die and you're gonna kill my family. Yes, I believe it's true that there are people that are dying, and that's horrible. But people are dying also from many other things. Hepatitis, malaria, common cold even kills a lot of people through pneumonia if their immune system is compromised. So here's what I wanted to talk about today is that right now we're saying that about 3% or something in that nature of the people that get COVID-19 become really ill and they go to the hospital. Well, if they go to the hospital, and again, those numbers might be off. There could be 10% people would actually go. The last I heard was 3%, so I'm gonna go with it. But you'll get the idea. So 3% go to the hospital and they report themselves. That means that the rest of the people, they never go in. They go home, they get sick, they get a little cough, they get a sore throat, they get through it. They're like, I don't think that was anything, and they move on with their daily lives. That's like 97% of the people that get this thing. That other 3% though, adds up to a big number. I think it was 1.7 million something people. And we'll use these numbers. I think I wrote them down so I wouldn't forget, but if you have 1.7 million people, that's a lot of people. But again, that's the sickest of the sickest that get so bad they go to the hospital and they get reported. That leaves the other 97%, which is a much larger number, out there roaming around, spreading the virus, scaring the hell out of us. Let's take a look at those numbers though and see how that affects the end result, our mortality rate of this virus. And maybe it's not such a bad thing. Maybe it's not as bad as we think. Maybe it's not that 3%, 2%, whatever it was that they're reporting in the United States. So let's take a look and figure out what's going on. They said 3%. So let's put that down. We're saying that 3% of something. Seems like I got a pen that's not working. It's okay. I've got another one. We can rebuild. 3% of some number is going to equal that 1.7 million. It's 1,724,000. I have no memory, so 736 cases. That's a lot of people right there. So 3% of this number is equal to that, right? So let's figure out how many people we actually have out there, since only 3% are going to the hospital. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide by 0.03. So let's just take this and put a 0.03 here and get rid of my 3%. That gives me the amount of people out there that are, running around spreading the virus to everybody. This number, if you do this on your calculator, which I can do for us, is 57,491 equals 57 million, 491,200. That's how many people are running around out there unknown. That's the unknown people out there, just, spreading it. Let's add that to the original number. This is the people that we know about. So the total number of people, and I'll put here maybe total number, and let's use the old pound sign of people, is equal to, what does that work out to be? 1,724,736. And let's add this 57,494,200. And almost anybody can do this on a calculator, and they're going to get, if you get 59 million people, 218,936 people that are out there that have got the virus. 3% of them went to the hospital, and they gave us our mortality rates that were skyrocketing. But don't forget, the ones that went to the hospital were super, super sick to start with. They were the ones that only 2% of those people died. So out of the other percent of the people, these people stayed home. Nothing happened to them. Let's add in all the people to get a true mortality rate, not just those that got counted at the hospital. Everybody. Let's add them all in. To get a mortality rate, we need to know how many people we've actually had died worldwide. To date, when I'm making this, and of course these numbers change, let's see how many people actually died of the virus. It was 100,667,000 people, which is a lot, right? So we're going to say that the mortality rate, which I'll just use as M, is equal to this number, which was 100,000, right? 667 people divided by this number, which is 59,218,936. That's how many people that have it, lived, died, everything else. This is the total number of deaths. The deaths divided by the total number of people that actually were infected should give us the mortality rate. This mortality rate is 0.0017, and we could round this off just because, and round that off to 0.002. Now consider that. A mortality rate of 0.002. That's less than the flu, that's closer to the common cold, and we're freaking out, putting on masks, scaring the hell out of the population, destroying an economy. It's scary to think that we're all going along with that if this is the case. Tell me if I'm wrong. Maybe this is totally nonsense, and maybe I need to know a lot of things that I'm clearly missing, which is totally possible. So I'm kind of curious what the reality is of this. I hope that this makes you think and that it brings attention to what's going on. And if we all need to be wearing masks, then we've got people on here that can validate this and say, yeah, this is wrong because X, Y, and Z. You're totally forgetting. These numbers are wrong, and figure it out. Okay? Leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. Have a good day. Be safe.